It was great, having all the fans at a game like this when, they had a sold-out crowd, so it was great having the Big Blue Nation with us. So.
I know you kind of orchestrate the offense, especially in the half court, quite a bit anyway, but knowing Lamont and Kerr obviously couldn't go, what did you think about going in and then how you played there?
I mean, going in, it was just, knowing that they're going to pressure our guards. They got Zakai Ziegler, he's one of the best defensive guards in the league, or in the nation, really. So just trying to take the load off the guards, make it easier to bring the ball up the court, and, it worked out well tonight. So.
How difficult is that? I mean, 15 rebounds, too, including some really big ones at key moments. How difficult is that mentally to be in that stage, but also be able to do that offensively?
I mean, I felt like we did as a team, just, making sure we got the rebound because we wouldn't be able to execute anything without getting the rebound. So just making sure that we crashed as a team and got the ball first, I feel like that was a big emphasis we all kind of took pride in. So.
Especially in the second half, you were bringing the ball up a good bit. Did you just take that on yourself a little bit to give guys a break to help out?
Yeah, I mean, Jax played a lot. He was cramping a little bit, and, we have freshman guards. So just, helping any way I can just to bring the ball up the court, make the offense flow easier. And, that's what I did tonight. So.
Just talk about the impact Kobe. I know Kobe probably didn't have the best couple games he wanted to kind of bounce back tonight. Just how big of a difference is that?
Yeah, I mean, every night I feel like, they know the scout on Kobe is a shooter. They're chasing him off hard, and, you seen tonight, he go in the lane, dished it down to me and BG a few times. So just seeing him as a playmaker tonight, that really changed the game for us.
Coming off 2 losses, with all the wins you guys got earlier in this season, did that kind of give you confidence that you don't maybe dwell on those games and just kind of move on quickly?
We always move on to the next, regardless of if it's a win or a loss. Like tonight, we're just gonna, go over it tomorrow and get ready for the next. So. But yeah, like you said, we all have faith in each other regardless of who we're playing, so I feel like that shows every night.
You won't take a little extra time to savor this one before you move on to?
I mean, if you fly back tonight, then we got class tomorrow, so I'm not really sure we got that much time, so yeah. But
it's a lot of money.
No problem.
Playing in an environment like this, rivalry game, first time experiencing this, what's like just like keep composure, especially as Tennessee? You knew they were going to go on a run and get close.
I mean, when they went on the run, you see how loud the arena got. So it was like that, at Mississippi State, at Vanderbilt. So even though it was a rivalry game, we treated it like any other. And, it was great that we stuck together and got the win. So.
Coach Pope said that you do things that no other center in the country can do.
Yeah.
And he specifically addressed you bringing the ball up the court, breaking the press. What can you bring to the game that, like he says, no one else can bring?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was a perfect game for me to kind of take that role and bring the ball up the court. And it's just, every night's a different game. And just trying to adapt to it. I felt like I adapted well tonight. My teammates helped me adapt to it. So I feel like that's just the main focus of it.
You had no turnovers, I believe it was, in the second half. What adjustments did you make?
Yeah.
What was it that helped you get there?
Just being more careful. I think one of mine was a moving screen and, just throwing the ball at an off time. So just making sure that I get it in the guard's hands. And that's about it. Just making sure I get it in the guard's hands before I make any other moves.
How good does it feel to get a rivalry win too? This is one against Tennessee that the fans certainly do not want to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about this one along with the Louisville one, so it's always great to get a rivalry win, especially on the road too. So.
Coach Pope said y'all were celebrating somebody's birthday today.
Yeah, we
How
was.
Was that?
It was great. I've had a lot of games on my birthday throughout my college career, and this is definitely the best one. So.
Any plans?
Nah, no plans. So.
With Kerr and Lamont out, can you just talk about how nice it is to be able to rely on some of these other players, especially some of the freshmen?
Yeah, I mean, everyone stepped up tonight. Trent Noah came in, got a lot of rebounds, played defense, and banged a huge free. Colin Chandler, guarded their best player. You can see he was probably tired tonight. He was chasing a lot of ball screens. So just knowing that we got guys like that who step up, and I feel like that just makes us a team and keeps going forward.
Amari, felt like on paper you guys were coming in here shorthanded, banged up, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Knowing you are going to be playing a top 15 team like this, how do you guys mentally hunker down going into it and stay like that, even kind of down that stretch when times get tough?
Yeah, we just stick together. I feel like that's the main thing of it. People probably doubted we wouldn't come in here and get a win, but it's all about the guys in that locker room and how we feel about each other, and that kind of showed tonight, just knowing that we had a few people down, but no one took time off, no one doubted ourselves as a team, so I feel like that paid off.
You guys have had some trouble closing out games. What do you think was one of the differences for you guys tonight?
Just rebounding the ball. Even though we let up a few rebounds, rebounding and making free throws. Like, even though we let up the field, we still, play defense, make sure to get the next one. And I feel like that's ultimately what kind of closed the game out. So.
You didn't have any points in that first half, but it still felt like you were going out there and coming up big in some big moments. So even when it's not working offensively for you, how do you kind of get yourself into a rhythm to keep doing the other intangibles?
Yeah, I mean, crashing the glass, offensive rebounds, drawing fouls. I feel like even though they don't show up on the scoreboard or whatever, I feel like it still makes an impact, kind of slows their team down, especially if they have to sub out at 5 because of foul trouble. So just doing the small things like that always build up, and it showed in the second half when I was able to attack them. So.
With 8 minutes to go tonight, you guys had a 7-point lead.
Yeah.
A few days ago, you have a 7 or 8 point lead with 8.5 minutes to go. What was the difference today compared to Vandy?
Just keeping our foot on the gas, protecting the ball. I felt like we had a lot of turnovers last game compared to Vandy, and that kind of ultimately lost us the game. So tonight, just making sure we took care of the ball in the second half. Attacks played off 2 feet. I feel like that was a difference maker for sure.
So. You don't find a hole in their defense because Jaxson goes, well, we've got loose, because there were some wide open threes and some rebounding that may not have happened before. What did you guys do or see that got you these wide open shots?
I mean, that's just the offense we run. When we cut hard and we play on selfish basketball, someone's going to be open, and it's just the flow of the game really, and that kind of happened tonight. Ortega and Kobe going downhill, Jazz going downhill, just having those guys to be able to tack up the dribble, open up the floor a lot. So.
What does it say?
But Kentucky led for more than 35. How did you all get the lead and then, most importantly, maintain it?
Just staying true to ourselves, doing what we always do. We knew we had to pick up and clean up a few things after the loss to Vandy, but I think we did a great job just coming out with a fresh mind and going out there and competing.
Jaxson, this is you guys' 6th top 15 win, and you've done 2 of them with some major injuries. Just what does that say about this team and the way they fight in these big games?
Yeah, just like you said, people are going to step up and fight. Colin, Trent, TP, all those freshmen did an amazing job just stepping up in their roles and knowing that we need them tonight. And I think they did a great job, so kudos to them.
Jaxson, it felt like this one was won beyond the 3-point arc. Of course, you had a big night again for beyond. What was working for you guys?
Like you said, we were just making shots, nothing more than that, but just staying aggressive. We knew we had to get up more shots than we did against Vandy. We didn't shoot that many threes, so just get out here and just let it fly.
Tennessee's known for a good defense, but there were a lot of threes that were wide open. Ansley in the corner several times. And did you guys find a hole in their defense or what?
Yeah, I think it starts in transition. We're a great transition offensive team, so just getting out anytime we can and just making the defense fly around is really good for us.
Well, Coach Pope talked a lot about Amari. He said there's no center in the country that can do what he did. He said it seemed like at times in the press, he was giving you relief, bringing the ball up the floor. What does he mean to this team when he's able to do those things that Pope says no one else can do?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just in that little example of him just bringing the ball up the floor to take the pressure off of me is huge. They got a great guard over there, it's Kai Ziegler, all-time steals leader here, so anytime I can get the ball out of my hands and give it to Amari, it's a good sign.
How much does it mean to just get this rivalry we went to? We were talking about it. Fans certainly always want to beat Tennessee, so how good does it feel to get that rivalry?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was nice, but honestly, we were just hungry for a win in general. We gave up 2 straight, so just getting out here and competing and knowing we had to step up, and we did a great job tonight.
A hot start from 3. You guys got loose early, 12 points before the first TV timeout. How much was that just a nice icebreaker?
Yeah, it was good. I think we definitely needed it. It gave everybody confidence. Everybody got going really early, so we can get moments like that. That's really huge for us. For sure.
You talked about fighting in this game. You were fighting cramps for most of it. What was that like, being out there and fighting through that?
I had to do what I had to do. Step up for my team. I knew that I couldn't come out of the game, so the opportunities that I could get a little break just to go and have B. Wells help me out definitely helps. But like you said, I just had to fight through it.
Jaxson, 12 for 24 from beyond the arc tonight. It's one thing when a guy like you has a big night for 3. It's another thing when the entire team does. What is it like to see everybody click from beyond the arc?
Yeah, it was huge. I know the starters had all scored in double figures, so nights like that are really, really positive for us. But everybody stepped up to that. There's nothing more to say to that, but it was really huge.
Trent hit that 3 and the whole bench was nuts. What was it about that 3 that just seemed to ignite everybody?
Man, that was a huge one. Speaking for myself, it definitely got me going. Just knowing that Trent can step up and just knock it down with no hesitation. It was really huge.
Jaxson, Coach Pope talked a lot about Alvin's prayer before the game. He talked about Godfidence. What does that mean to you?
I mean, just doing it for one person only. AB had a great prayer today, actually, and I think it hit everybody, struck everybody's core. So I'm glad Coach Pope brought that up because I think that did actually help us a lot.
What you've talked about maybe point guard not being your favorite position in the past. Are you starting to feel any different about it?
Just getting more and more confident. Just getting the reps at it. All it is just getting reps, and as that continues to grow, it'll be good for me.
And I know it was kind of a collective effort there too. It definitely was a collective effort with the point, but knowing Lamont last night wasn't going to play, how much does that change you mentally going into a game, preparing that you know you're going to be in that role more?
No, not really. I'm just talking to my coaches and my teammates. They just told me to be myself. I just had to make sure I went out there and just stayed aggressive. Just took the shots that I felt were open, and just staying aggressive for my team. That's really it.
Jaxson, with the injuries that Andrew and Lamont are dealing with, Ansley and Kobe were in the lineup tonight, both played really well. What can you say about how they both stepped up, especially because they haven't really had to do that much this season because mainly they've been coming off the mat?
Ansley's been huge for us. He's been knocking down shots, playing great defense, and I mean that's exactly what we need out of him. Coach Pope's been saying it all season, even before the season started, but Ansley Almore is going to win us a couple games this year, and I think one of those games is today. So I'm really proud of him. And then Kobe, you know what Kobe does, best shooter in the country. So anytime we can get him going, get him high, it's a blessing.
Tennessee shot really poorly from the field today. What did you guys do to throw them off their game in front of their own crowd?
Just trying to be disruptive defensively. Staying solid. We knew they were a great offensive rebound team, so trying to keep them off the glass as much as we could and limit their offensive rebounds and then limit our turnovers, especially after the last game. We turned the ball over a lot, so I don't know what the stat sheet says, but I'm sure we did a better job.
Well, Tennessee had a bunch of offensive rebounds down the stretch, and what were your emotions going through trying to pull out this win?
Next play. They might get offensive rebound, but you can't do anything. You can't dwell on it. That's how you lose ball games. So just Coach Pope preaches next play mentality and just making sure that we keep going.
Jaxson, Coach always talks about he's always put you guys can be resilient. Do you echo that sentiment? Did you guys are a resilient team today?
Yeah, for sure. The last two games have been tough for us. We had to do a lot of self-reflecting, looking in the mirror at ourselves, and I think everybody stepped up tonight and knew we had a big game in front of us, but I'm just proud of our guys for coming here and competing. I think when we compete, there's not a lot of teams that can beat us. So just starting to come out with first half energy, something that we didn't have in that last game, and just letting the game play itself out.
Do you feel like this is a win that can propel you to a big winning streak as we go into February and then March?
I sure hope so. That's the plan.
Pope said that he didn't want to sing happy birthday to Amari until after the game ended, didn't want the bad luck. How was the birthday celebration in the locker room afterward?
Yeah, it was great. It was really cool just to see Amari smile and him have such a great game tonight. I think he had 15 rebounds, so that's huge for him. We definitely have been on him after the last game, but I can't say anymore, but I'm just proud of him. He was really good today.
There's some traction with Mountain Mamba is Trent's nickname. What do you agree, disagree? Pro, con?
I'm gonna disagree with that one. I'm gonna disagree. We can't do that.
You mentioned Trent, mentioned Ansley. Colin obviously played some meaningful minutes. Travis, BG made some big plays. It was literally the entire roster. It seemed like did something tonight.
Yeah.
Is that just something you think this team's capable of moving forward with
for
so
sure.
many deep guys?
We've been talking about it since the offseason, but we have a deep roster, and we think we can compete with anybody, and we come in waves. So just going out there and playing as hard as you can, knowing that your brother's got your back coming in there before you.
And I know you guys were confident already after everything that you've been through this season, but no Lamont, no Andrew. Does that boost that confidence even more, knowing you can beat a team like this here without them, basically?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but we knew going into this game it was a winnable game. We didn't come here to lose, so just staying confident in ourselves and knowing that we can compete with anybody in the country.
Did you hear some of that outside noise, double-digit underdog, that 3-game losing streak incoming? Did you hear any of that stuff?
Nah, I know better to stay on my phone when I'm about to play a game. I try to stay away from it.